Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Bandy, Ferengi, and Betazoid. Name me some more and we'll never look back. Give us root beer over at Quark's Bar. If they run out, he's to blame. For it's Q7 and 9 that track Wayne again.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief of Pop Culture Therapy. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and that, my friends, was from Captain Trek. Such a good guy. Awesome song he presented for us this morning. And I would like to introduce our guest, the same man I was just talking about, Captain Trek. Good morning, Captain Trek.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. And I'd like to take a moment to say good morning, Kathia Star, Adiga Outlaw, RR, Josh and Rebecca Momini, Lori Roberts, Kapla, Bird of Prey 5, RR, Lori Roberts, Purple Lady, good morning, Mark the Infinitely Tired, Hail Brother, Jedi Bill 797, good morning, Sit Room, Lady Gravemaster, good morning, Derek McManus. How is everybody doing this morning? Akasha, good morning, Dave Bob, my brother from another mother. Mark the Infinitely Tired, I don't know if I said him already. Samantha Joe, good morning. Oh, did I miss anybody? Psycho Dwarf 9, how are you doing? Chef Zilla, good morning. Chef Zilla, tearing through Tokyo. Oh, guys, how's everybody doing this morning? So, man, Captain Trek, you have been coming on my show for a while now. We've been working out a way to get you on here in the mornings, and I'm glad you were here, man. This is going to be cool.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you persisted, actually. And I must say, Kapla, Bird of Prey 5. And definitely, oh, by the way, his mom, Mama Prey 5, has a channel of her own that you should listen to tomorrow.
Okay, Mama Prey 5.
And she absolutely gives the best stories.
That is awesome. Give me, what are you doing, YouTube? YouTube, you're messing with me. Oh, it's a YouTube. I'm going to throw her link in there. Mama Prey 5. All right. I am subbed. I am belled. Give me just a second. All right. Copy. I'm going to throw this in there. There is the channel link, guys, for Mama Prey 5. So
she
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow afternoon. It's usually not exact in the time. She does so much work. She works so hard, and she is a saint.
At Captain Trek, Mama Prey 5 is embarrassed now.
Well, it's the truth. So,
is Mexican Iron Man here? I didn't see him.
Yeah, he's here.
Hola, brother. My other brother from a Mexican mother. Hail, brother. So what got you? I wanted to ask you, what got you into Star Trek?
Well, the funny thing was, and I was thinking about that. I used to go to a babysitter, and it was a choice because I wasn't originally I love everything Trek. This was during the original series, and it's like it's either watch Star Trek or take a nap. Well, I wasn't stupid, so it's like, okay, well, it took me all of 2 days to go, oh, Star Trek Forget this nap stuff.
Yeah, forget this nap stuff, sleeping on mats and stuff. I want to watch Trek.
And I absolutely loved it at that point. It's just like I loved Star Trek from that point on.
Now,
Everything about it.
when so you like the original series,
Yes.
right? Okay. When TNG came out, I know for me, because I was a kid, I kind of missed the swashbuckling adventure of TOS when TNG came out. Of course, TNG grew on me and then ended up loving it completely. But I always felt like Sulu swinging a sword through the corridors and the battle with the Klingons where they're all using swords on the Enterprise. I miss stuff like that from the original series when TNG came out.
Right. Well, I do like some of the episodes that they had that were callbacks. Like on Next Generation, they had the Naked Now.
Yeah.
Which, it called back, again to the Naked Time. And on the DS9 episode, Trials and Tribulations, which did for the Trouble with Tribbles.
Yeah.
I love those callback ones that actually go back and say, hey, this is a rich part of our rich history that we have. And honestly, this is why I don't like some of the new Trek. And I'll be honest. There are people that absolutely, utterly hate Picard. If it were just a regular sci-fi show, I wouldn't think it was bad. I really wouldn't. But with the Star Trek name on it, it's like, oh no. That's like wrapping a package of poop up and going, "Hey, I got a gift for you."
Yeah, even no matter how nice of a package it's in, it's still poo.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I felt about it too. You've got them trying to throw out member berries. I did like that they had Hugh on there, and I said if they do not have Hugh and Picard on screen at the same time, I am going to be pissed and not watch this shit anymore. And they did have them on screen, and then they killed Hugh.
Yeah, that really bugged me. The way he was killed. I honestly thought they were going to end the series with him being killed. But just out of nowhere, it's like, yeah, have him on for an episode and a half.
Yeah. And about an episode and a half. That's about how much screen time he got. And there's been a lot of outpouring of fans, guys. If you're on Twitter and you check Twitter, he has gotten an insane amount of positive response from the Star Trek community saying he should not have been killed. And his response was, well, it's up to the writers, it's up to the staff. I don't have control over the character. I had nothing to do with his death, but thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support since they killed off the character. And it just goes to show you CBS is completely out of touch with what Trek means to its fans, what Trek means to the people that have loved it for 40 years, for more than that, because there's been people that have watched it since it originally aired. Dave Bobs is in our chat. He's watched Star Trek since it was originally on.
Oh, that Chef Zilla, I absolutely couldn't agree with you more. I support everybody's viewpoint. And he doesn't happen to agree with my opinion. Hey, good. I don't want everybody to agree with me. But that's the thing I like about coming here. That's why I started coming here every morning, was because we can disagree about things and still be respectful of one another. That's the one thing that's most important, because even when we disagree, we're not going out calling names and saying we're, ists and phobes and all this other stuff.
That's right.
this is my taste. This is your taste. I'm glad you like it. I don't. That's really, and I'm going to support you for liking it, but I don't want to watch.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And that's a big thing here. We if you disagree with me, that is fine. I love getting an alternate opinion. And I love hearing why you like something if I don't. Because if there are people out there that like it, more power to them. I am not going to tell them they're morons because they like Picard. I'm not going to tell you that you're stupid if you like Picard. If you like it, great. Come on here and tell me why you love it. Let me know. That way I might get a glimpse into why you love it so much.
See, and
But
that's one thing
if the only positive thing you have to say about it is diversity, I don't have time for that shit.
No, I understand, and that's the thing I've done. I have said to different people who've said, I love Picard, or I love Discovery. Please show me why. Tell me how it is that you love this, so that maybe I can have, if not a liking for it, at least an appreciation of why you like it.
Yeah.
Because that way, at least we can get to know each other better. And I think that's one of the problems is it's become too easy to say, to draw the line. Okay, you don't like Discovery. Well, I don't like you because you like Discovery. And that's become too much of a division. And it's like, I can like and be friends with somebody who likes Discovery. Doesn't mean I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. I remember when Enterprise came out, and my family's always been big into Star Trek. Always been big into Star Trek. And I think we made it through 2 seasons, and my dad was just like, this is really boring. I'm not enjoying this. I don't think I'm going to keep watching it. And I would try and catch the episodes here and there. But I remember one night I turned it on, and Archer's standing there in Kirk's old uniform. And I was like, holy shit, what is this? And it was the mirror episode.
Yeah.
It was the 2-part mirror episode. And he's talking about, their destiny and all this. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then he's back on the Defiant. And I'm talking about the Constitution class Defiant, not Defiant.
Right.
The one that was, what is it? The one they lost in Tholian Web. That's
Yes.
the ship from TOS. And I was like, man, how did I not know about this? And if you watch that last season, there's so many connections with TOS, so many little connections and things they weren't doing before.
Right.
That were connecting really well with the original series. And I think if they'd have hit that out of the gate, they'd have been on a lot longer. Maybe after the first season, maybe after the second season. But because it took them so long to kind of get there, I don't think it ever had a chance, even though that last season was gold.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think part of the problem was because when it originally aired, it didn't have the Star Trek name because they didn't want to identify it as Star Trek, even though it had in the title screen based on Star Trek created by Gene Roddenberry. It wasn't Star Trek Enterprise, it was Enterprise. And they wanted to set themselves apart. But by the time they got around to putting Star Trek in the name, it was a little too late.
Yep.
Because if they'd had a chance to run the 5 years that they had originally set out to, I think we would have gotten a completely different show.
Yeah. And to answer your question, broken entertainment. Yes. The final design they were going to call, I believe the original idea was call it the Atlantis class, but because of Stargate Atlantis, they changed some things. But yes, if you've ever seen there, I had a calendar back in the day that had all the designs on it, and what it was you had the NX-01, and then there was changes. There were little subtle changes, and the last year it was going to be on, they were going to have an engineering hull section, just like the Constitution class, with the nacelles coming out just like the Constitution class above the dish. And that basically every refit made it look more and more like the Constitution class.
Wow.
Yeah, if you've never seen that, absolutely excellent art that they did. Absolutely excellent art. We have outstanding Star Trek on disc, streaming, just not the stuff that CBS is pushing. That's true.
Yeah, that's
true.
absolutely true. Let me ask you this. What is your favorite Trek?
Oh, DS9.
See, I would absolutely agree. I love DS9. In fact, of any of the Treks, it is most like the original series.
Yeah.
Because
Cisco had a lot of heart, man. Cisco had a lot of heart and let it out. That was my thing. Picard was everything was turned inward with Picard.
Yes.
Everything was internal. Any battle that he was having was internal. And it was like, okay, if this comes up and, the ideals of the Federation are questioned, he would almost have like an internal battle with himself and then let it out. Cisco, man, he'd be hitting the punching bag, I let him in. I invited him Thanksgiving. Son of a bitch. I let him in my house. Like, yes,
exactly.
But and Cisco, he'd be telling Worf, load the quantum torpedoes and write, don't F with the Cisco on them before we launch them. You didn't mess with Cisco. It wasn't something you did.
No.
Because he was going to get you.
Oh, I absolutely loved. Well, there was one character I didn't care for, but, I think that is true with every series.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody you don't like.
Yeah. Now, and I will say with one exception, with one series, that would be Discovery. I didn't make it to season 2, so I've heard people say, "Well, there's Spock, there's Pike." It's like,
hell, I didn't make it past the 4 episodes of season 1.
Well,
I still haven't
either.
I could watch it now for free, and I still haven't. I after everything I heard, I did not like the show. I did not like Berman. Had nothing to do with the color of her skin. She was just, I liked the actress too. She was in The Walking Dead, and I really liked her character in The Walking Dead. While I was watching it, everybody's like, at some point, stop watching The Walking Dead. But I liked her character in that from what I saw of it. So when I heard she was going to be on Star Trek, I was like, cool. Then I found out she was going to be Spock's sister, and I was like, what? And then I found out she was going to be human, and I was like, what? And it just got worse from there.
Yeah.
So I made it to the Spore Drive episode, and I was like, nope, done. Finito, finished. I'm done. Yeah, Dave Bob, that was not Spock. It was Pecker Spock. He liked Pike, but the show was shit.
And I have heard people saying that they would like to see that Captain Pike have his own show.
Yeah.
And
they'd have to make him like a bumbling dumbass if they did that. With the crew always saving him. And the crew would be like, Captain, and he'd be like, oh shucks, I messed up again.
Did I do that?
Yeah. Captain. And the crew's just like shaking their head. Oh.
No,
Broken
it's
Entertainment. I quit watching Disco really early on because no one was likable and Starfleet was super dark for no reason. And it is again in Picard. No one on the show reminded me of Star Trek.
and I'm sorry, those Discovery shuttles.
Oh, yeah.
Why? We're
I
not.
don't know.
We're not talking.
Sorry, Josh and Rebecca. Sorry, guys. It's so old. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't think anybody in here would not have seen Enterprise. I am sorry. That's
Okay,
like the
yes,
best
I'm a jerk.
episodes.
I'm a jerk. I admit it. Just ask Bird of Prey 5. I'm a jerk. I guess no tacos for me next Tuesday, huh?
No tacos for either of us. Because I'm blacklisted off of tacos too. A captain has to be a leader. You can't make him a moron. It just doesn't work. Gennaro won, yes. You can't do that. And I heard they cut a lot of things out of season 2 of Discovery with the reshoots and rewrites because they made Pike look so bad.
Oh, that's scary. I mean, from what I hear, it was bad enough as it is. I wonder what they actually cut versus what was on the screen.
I don't know. And Josh and Rebecca Momini, thanks. See, they're just messing with us. Oh, I knew about that. Oh, guys. Kidders. Give me a taste of my own mischief.
Now, one thing that I wanted to, it kind of got me thinking. The whole reason I decided I'd take you up on coming on was, and I've said before that I've had some health problems,
Yes, sir.
um, because I have wanted to make a difference, to make some impact. Because last time I had surgery, because I had some surgery before because of hernia, and so I almost died, and I wanted to finally come on and to at least have a voice, because there are people I chat with all the time on different channels I go to, and I wanted to have something to where I felt like I made some impact, where you know if when I have surgery again, it won't be like, oh, I guess he's not coming on anymore. I wanted to feel like I made a difference. And I thought, by coming on and talking about something I'm absolutely passionate about, um, it might help make some difference. And there's one thing I would like to say. If there is something you're passionate about, whether it be Star Trek, whether it be The Expanse, even if it's not a TV show or a movie, you have to give it your all. You have to support it. You have to love it. And that's one thing. If you can show others the same love and appreciation that you have for this one thing that you love, you can pass it on to other people. More people will love it. More people will appreciate it because you've told them about it. And I think that's the important part. I've shown my nephews, or my nephew and my great nephews, um, Star Trek, Star Wars. Um, sorry, I only watched Star Wars 1 through 6, and that's just me. I won't watch any others. Um, and I won't let them watch it either. And I certainly won't let them watch Picard. The oldest of my great nephews is 7 years old. It's like, I'm not going to let somebody, F bombs. No, thank you. That's not Trek. But I wanted to make sure that they had an appreciation of what has been and what hopefully will be again. And that's part of the reason why I helped write that song that you played on there this morning. Let Trek last line, because that's the one thing. For so many decades, it rained. It was absolute. There was love, there was passion. But what we have now, the writers don't have an appreciation for it. They don't even care what the fans want. It's just not. It doesn't have the heart. And here I am just talking away, making it my show.
No, sir. Please continue. Continue. Say all you want.
It's just I think we all need to expose. Our kids are exposed to enough garbage as it is anyhow. Let's have them see these books. I have a ton of Star Trek books. I love Star Trek completely. I have DVDs. I have videotapes. Yes, I still own videotapes. And I absolutely love Star Trek. I love Star Wars, which I go on Echo Base Network all the time to catch information about Star Wars. But I think any of the franchises we love, and I heard somebody or read somebody talking about The Expanse, and I haven't been able to get into it personally, but I've heard a ton of wonderful things about it. And I think, if that's for you, go for it. Show your kids, show your friends, tell people why you love it. Make people want to at least see it and experience it. That way, it continues on. And even if we don't ever get another Star Trek series again, God help us, we still have what remains.
Yeah, we do. We have the DVDs. We have the old series. Yeah, we do. We have everything that came before it.
And we cannot let it die. It's just, we have to speak up. We have to say, enough is enough. We want our Trek back. And I think if enough of us do this, loud enough voice, they may listen, because we're the ones buying the stuff. We're the ones that were buying all the collectibles that weren't selling in stores.
No, it's not. It's not selling in stores. And until CBS gets its act together and sees that this is not what people want. This is not Star Trek. What they have done is made a mutant monster out of what we loved.
Yeah.
Until they see that, I don't think anything's going to change.
No, I agree. And here's the thing I agree with. Star Trek has to change. Well, yeah, it changed from the original series to Next Generation. So it's not like it stayed exactly the same. I don't want it to stay the same. I want there to be change. But at the same time, it needs to be positive change. It needs to be hopeful. And when I'm watching Picard, it's like, this is sad. This is disgusting. It's so down. It's like Star Trek didn't seem this depressing even during the Dominion War. In the middle of the Dominion War, it didn't seem like all hope was lost. There was still hope there. But I'm watching Picard, I'm going, this is a hopeless future. Why? How did it come to this? And I'm not going to make the judgment until I see the absolute last episode. But so far, from what I've seen, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Hold on, we got a breaking news from Mexican Iron Man. All missing Mexicans found in future Trek verse. All Mexicans to star in new Televisa Univision J.J. Abrams telenovela series based in space Star Trek. Ricardo and his ship Del Taco.
Oh, ole!
Thank you for that breaking news, Mexican Iron Man. We love you, brother. We love you.
How about some taco pizza there for next Tuesday?
Taco pizza next Tuesday.
That sounds pretty good. So let me ask this: any other? I'm sure you have questions. I'll just be quiet so you can ask something.
Oh, me ask you something. Where do you think they went wrong with all this? I mean, you love old Trek, obviously. You love old Trek as much as I do. There was nothing as diverse as old Trek. Anyone who loves old Trek knows about the IDIC, infinite diversity and infinite combinations. We love diversity. Star Trek fans love and embrace diversity more than anyone else out there. We are the least racista people in the galaxy. But they want to act like we're horrible because we like old Trek and not new Trek. So where do you think they went wrong in all of this?
Quite honestly, their diversity argument is the biggest one, because they want to make sure that the men are all bad, they're evil, or they're gay. And I'm not saying anything against men who are gay. It's just not, that's, but that's the only thing. You have to make these women super strong, super powerful, able to do anything and able to make men look like complete and utter idiots. And I think really this fake diversity is where it first went wrong. And then wanting to make Star Trek into an action series. We're going to make Star Trek look like Star Wars. It's not Star Wars.
No,
it's not meant to be in a galaxy far, far away. It's supposed to be Earth. And I don't mean the Earth Trek from the first 3 episodes of Picard. And yes, I stole that from you, Bird of Prey 5. I love it. I love Bird. In fact, when I first got on YouTube, I first found Anti-Trekker. And so I started going to his stuff, and I got in contact with Bird, and then I started listening to him, and then I started listening to Doomcock, and I got to tell you, Bird of Prey 5 has got one of the most interesting shows you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, great show. I love Bird's show.
And of course, now you'd have to go to birdofprey5.com. He's got all different kinds of stuff on that page, including a section called Dear Bob, where you can write him an anonymous message asking a question. Because and in fact, there was one yesterday that it was a quite serious question. So some of them are humorous, some of them are lame, but there are actually people who write in with legitimate questions, and it's kind of fun to just sit back and watch and interact with them. Now, I will warn you to keep in mind he gets an hour behind in the chat because he'll read messages all the time, and I'm just waiting for his comment to come up. Oh, but no, and that's another thing. We get along because of our love for Trek. There are people that I've gotten in contact with that I talk to now on a daily basis that I would have nothing to. I wouldn't know them if it weren't for Star Trek, if it weren't for YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's that love of Trek. I don't even know anybody within 100 miles from me right now where I live because I had to move. But it's, well, except family. But it's that love of Trek. I can reach out, I can talk to people, and we can talk about, the original series. We can talk about, Deep Space Nine. We can talk about all of them, even Enterprise.
Yeah, even Enterprise.
I don't want to say even, because I don't really talk about the other one that we don't discuss. Because I don't know about
that show that shall not be named.
Exactly. But no, I think it has to do more than just about with any one particular franchise, whether it be Star Trek, Star Wars. We need to come together as a community and support each other. And that's the whole reason why I decided that I would come on today, is because I wanted to have some impact, to make some difference, and maybe make somebody think a little differently.
Yeah. And that is almost the essence of Star Trek. Possibilities.
Exactly.
Spock always said that. Possibilities. There are always possibilities.
Exactly.
And those are things that should never, no matter how bad Trek gets, no matter how bad Who gets, no matter how bad Star Wars gets, do not let the people that are tanking these IPs and tanking these series ruin it for you.
Exactly.
There will always be the Star Trek that you loved. There will always be the Star Wars that you loved. There will always be the Who that you loved. I have seen Gary talk about the death of Who. That Who died. What was it? March 10th or March 1st? I can't remember what date of 2020.
Yeah.
March 8th, something like that. So don't let what they have done ruin what you've loved, because they went into this knowing what they were doing.
Yes.
Believe me, they went into this knowing exactly what they were doing. They did not have blinders on. They didn't get confused. They didn't go off track. They didn't go off the rails. They walked into this knowing exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah.
What you can't let them do is ruin the stuff you loved. And you can't let them ruin the possibility that something in the future may be good.
Yeah.
Just because it sucks now doesn't mean that it's going to suck 5 years from now or 10 years
Exactly.
from now.
Exactly. And this is one thing Psychodor 9 says that, about saving your physical media. And that's one thing that I have heard Doomcock say so many times, because that's one thing we have to do with everything going to the cloud. We have to save our media so that we actually have it.
Yeah, if you don't have hard copies of things, I strongly suggest getting them. I strongly suggest getting them. That way you can have them.
And I have hard copies of everything that I love, and I'm going to be getting more when I can. Like I said, I still have my original VHS copies of Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have.
Do you have the originals or do you have the THX or the specials?
I have. Yes.
Yes. All of them. Yes. I have them all. Somewhere I've got my THX copies. Somewhere in this house I have my THX copies buried somewhere, but I don't have the originals before that, and I don't have the special editions anymore.
So I have the special editions right in front of me on the bookshelf, and I have the others put away. I keep them in a nice, safe place. But I had an extra copy of the special edition, so it's displayed on my bookshelf.
And that's a perfect place for it. I got my little center around me where I'm at right now, and I got my Star Trek stuff, and I got my Spock stuff, and Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek, and I got this epic like Locutus Borg figure that's still in the box that I never opened.
Oh gosh, I have several things that I've never touched. I've because I want to keep them looking beautiful, and I want to pass them on.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about saving them to sell. It's like, okay, maybe, but that's not for me. I want it so I can pass it on and say, here, you appreciate this. And that's why I share my love of the things I love. Here, let me share with you.
Yeah, and that's what we have to do. We have to share what we love and keep it alive. And that's exactly what that does, is it keeps it alive. I have passed on wonderful shows to my kids that they absolutely love. Hearing my kids sing Thundercats in the car, man,
Thundercats. Oh,
yes. Hearing that, because you share that with your friends, you share it with your family, you share it with your kids, and you keep it alive and you keep it going. I know I may have never liked Star Trek if my dad hadn't sat down with me when he was home and watched Star Trek with me. That may not have been something that was ever important in my life.
Yeah. And I want to say again, I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And I'm glad that he took the time to share that love and appreciation of Trek with you. And I hope that more parents do that even today.
They need to. They definitely need to. That's something that that is something that is more important than anything, especially now with everything that's going on and with the labeling and with the finger pointing and the isms and the obes and the ists, and it's more important than ever.
Yes, you're right. It is. And the thing is, I believe we are among the least hateful people I mean, I'm sure you could find individuals you could say are, but as a group, we are among the least hateful because we have always been the geeks, the nerds, the rejects. We've come together. So we're not going to be the ones judging other people as harshly as, normies will judge us.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing I will not do, guys. I do not like Picard. I do not like what they've done to Star Trek. I do not like the attitude. We cannot let them destroy the Trek we love. We can't, however, let Lori Roberts break up a toxic Puerto Rican relationship on a Taco Tuesday. Yes. Yes. Yes, I know. I know, Lori. Just for anybody who may have missed that, our loving, beloved Kara Zor-El had returned as Diana Prince and as Zatanna, Mistress of Magic, Zatora, whatever. So that's 3 strikes. Yeah, isn't that lovely? I have troll. I've officially made it. I have a troll.
Cool.
So, oh yeah, more attention, whatever. We have had the finger pointed at us. Back on topic, we have had the finger pointed at us, and we have been called all kinds of names just because we do not like something. I will never do that to someone else for liking something.
No.
Or disliking something. I won't do what's done to me. And I will not do what they did to me just because someone says they like something. Your friend, what was his name? Your friend commented on one of my videos the other day.
Oh, yes.
Captain Redneck.
Yes.
And he said he likes Picard. That is great. I am glad somebody does.
Yes.
Indeed, Axonar, send me a message, dude. Send me a message on Twitter. And definitely, dude. And while I'm at it, Bird of Prey, if you are still here, dude, send me a message. You can email me at stone_Loki@hotmail.com or send me a message on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And we will get together to have a meetup, dude. And we can talk about coming on the show, dude. I would love to have you on the show one day, brother.
You definitely need to be on here, Bert. You do. You may have to limit his time, though. I mean, he can go on a little bit.
Well, he was talking about that yesterday. He said Loki is so disciplined. He stays on for 45 to minutes to an hour, and he always keeps it there. And yeah, Axonar Comics, I have. This is the 3rd time. As soon as the show's over, I will go back in and do exactly that. But yeah, this is the 3rd time I've had to do this. The same person, all DC Comics names. So all females in the DC Comics. Somebody's not learning. You have to work around that. So yeah, Axonar, I'll talk to you anytime, man, brother. Give me a message. Send me a message and we'll figure it out. Same with you, Bird of Prey. Anytime you want to come on, brother. I've got Picard tomorrow with Dave Bob. If you want to come on Friday or you want to come on any other day next week, let me know. You guys, all you got to do is let me know. Man, I really want to come on Loki's show, but he hasn't said anything to me or anything like that. Guys, send me a message. You can always come on the show.
And I want to thank
you. If you've been on before, don't worry about it. You can come on again.
I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on. That was very thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Oh, dude, you guys are like my morning family, man. You guys are like my morning family. I hang out with you guys. I talk to you guys. Me and you have talked on Twitter and on here just a little bit before you came on. But you guys, all you guys are welcome to come on.
That reminds me,
always welcome to come on.
I have not done my normal job today because I've been too busy actually talking to you. So there.
Oh man. But guys, I thank you, Captain Trek, for coming on. Thank
Oh,
you
you're
so
welcome.
much for coming on here this morning. Thank you, everybody in chat. Mark the Infinitely Tired, Lady Gravemaster, Purple Lady, Mexican Iron Man, Samantha Joe, Akasha, Broken Entertainment, Lady Gravemaster, Purple Lady, Sci-Fi Nation, Kathia Star, I said Lady Gravemaster, Mark the Infinitely Tired, Day Bob, Chef Zilla, Jedi Bill, 797, Mexican Iron Man, my brother from Mexican mother. Oh, man. XNR Comics, Bird of Prey 5, Bird of Prey. I always say Bird of Prey, because I'm used to saying Bird of Prey. Now it's Bird of Prey, and Mamo Prey. Sci-Fi Nation, thank you guys so much. Lori Roberts, the Destructor. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for coming in. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Me and Dave Bob are going to go over another episode of Star Trek Picard. Only 3 episodes left. Jeff Franklin, thank you. Thank you for being here. And good morning, sir. If I missed you earlier, I'm sorry. Oh, Axonar, brother, we love you too, man. We all love you too. Guys, thank you. To Kuroga. Yes, that's the Kuroga. Oh, man. Guys, thank you. Everybody, I hope you have a great hump day. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Again, thank you, Captain Trek. We will catch you all tomorrow. Have a great hump day.